Hello and welcome. This video is going to be a book haul. I had Robert, who is a lovely friend of all of my channels and just a wonderful man in general, has sent me a box of stuff, he said specifically for my book channel. So I have no idea what's in the box. Plus, I have also discovered the bins. So if you don't know what the bins are run by Goodwill here in the States. Goodwill is a charity. I say that loosely. You can Google Goodwill and how much of their profit actually goes to their charitable works. But they have something called the bins, which is an outlet. So all the stuff, either access donations or items that didn't sell within a certain time period, go to this big location that has these giant blue bins. And they have books. And the books cost 25 cents for paperbacks and 50 cents for hardbacks. In addition to that, I've also bought myself some stuff beyond just what I found at the bins. So this book haul is this is stack 1, okay? I have 2 more stacks plus the box from Robert. So this is just to let you know that this is going to be a thick boy book haul. And it's going to have some classics, but mostly sci-fi and fantasy. So I hope you guys are buckled up because I'm ready to get cracking. The first book I'm going to share with you is this one I found at the bin. So again, I paid 25 cents for this. This is a Berkeley science fiction. I rescued this from the bottom of a bin. It is Healer by F. Paul Wilson. I have never heard of this author. It does seem to have a little bit of water damage here, but I picked this up because it says it's science fiction. This lovely little thing down here says it's science fiction. And I'm just interested. I have no idea what this is about. Again, I've never heard of this author, but it says one man against an interstellar plague. So considering, you know, we still have not escaped COVID yet, I felt this to be very pertinent. The next book I'm going to share with you is Terry Brooks, The Druid of Shannara. So I have found The Signs of Shannara, The Talismans of Shannara, and The Elf Queen of Shannara. This is the second book in that quartet, and I found this at a secondhand shop, so I did actually pay like $2 for this book, and I bought this because I found it in the wild and because I needed it in order to finish the quartet so I could actually start reading it. I would, if I like this series, have to get it in hardcover, but for now, this serves my purposes of being able to at some point start that in my TBR. The next book is The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. I watched this like all of us had to if you grew up in the States in school. I don't remember anything from reading this book at all, but this is a book without a barcode, so it is a lovely vintage copy of this book. I know it's considered a classic. I do mean to reread this. I will state though that if a true Lord of the Flies situation ever happens, which it actually has happened in real life, the outcome of this book is actually, thankfully, not what occurred when that happened. I will actually put a link to that article down below. It's a really fascinating read of like when a bunch of boys got stranded on an island and how they were able to survive until they were rescued. Not how that book turned out. I do kind of vaguely remember how that book works out. The next piece is Harry Turtledove, Bridge of the Separator. I do have, as someone with a degree in history, kind of a guilty pleasure of just absolutely adoring Harry Turtledove with my whole heart. And so when I saw this at the bins for 25 cents, I of course picked it up. I have not read this one. I do have several of his books, but the hardcovers are expensive if you buy them new, so I will happily take a 25 cents paperback to explore more of his alternative histories. So this is a Videsso series, so The Bridge into Darkness. I'm not quite sure. This might actually just be a fantasy book. I'm not sure. It says Bane Fantasy, so it might actually just be a straight fantasy and not one of his alternative history books, which is all I've read from him. So that would be a nice treat to have something completely new from an author that I already like. This next one, when I saw it in the bin, again, something I picked up for 25 cents, is Carpe Diem. It has a spaceship and people on it, so it's science fiction. Bloodthirsty alien pirates were the least of Valcon and Miri's trouble. The besieged couple top the unofficial wanted list of Ruthel Interstellar Crime Cartel. So this is, I guess, an interstellar space caper, which, you know what, still counts as science fiction, so I will give this a go. This does have a barcode, but this looks kind of like a 90s cover, but I'm very, very happy to find that, and, you know, for 25 cents, I'm not hurting anything. This is an author I come across all the time in the thrift stores, and I've never picked him up, but because I found this at the bins, I decided to go ahead and picked it up for 25 cents. It says In Fury Born by David Weber. It just, I don't know what about his covers, just, it makes it feel like, I don't know, like the Harlequin romance novels that are normally geared towards women. This like looks like a dude bro space opera. I don't, maybe that's just me being super judgy, but that's the vibes I get from most of his books that I see, which is why I've never picked them up. But because I don't like judging a book necessarily by its cover, or at least I try not to in real life, I've picked this up, and maybe I'll get around to reading it and see if I'm correct or not in that assumption. The next one is C.S. Friedman, Black Sun Rising. I picked this up at a thrift store for $1 because most retail locations, the paperbacks are $1 and the hardbacks are $3. This is a fantasy book. I just liked it because of the cover and because I found it at a thrift store. So, and it's, C.S. Friedman is someone I've never heard about, so why not? I also found a vintage copy of Walden. I do believe I found one of these beforehand, but it was a different cover. So this is Walden and On the Duty of Civil Disobedience. I have not read this in a while. I wanted to reread this before I go on vacation. This is an old library cover. And I also found this at the bins, so it is in a state of disrepair. But I wanted to read this before the 4th of July because I will be going on a vacation with my family, and my brother recently read this, so I wanted to have that discussion with him because I do love Henry David Thoreau, and I wanted to just refresh myself on that. That's just classic, like, philosophy. So this one, when I saw it at the bottom of the bin, I was like, I have to get this. Look at this. This looks like everyone's favorite, like, cheesy 60s television. That's what this looks like to me. This gives me, like, original The Twilight Zone vibes. So, Time Tunnel Adventure number 2, The Time Slip. It actually reads kind of like that too. I just thought this was interesting. This is a nuclear missile was sent through the time tunnel. So I guess this is science fiction. It's like one of those time dilation novels. I saw this. I was like, you know what? This will be perfect for books without barcodes. It is a little crunchy on the outside. Like, it's got this gritty texture to it. But 25 cents. Awesome. I also picked up The Deep by the author of Jaws, Peter Benchley. I honestly am not ashamed to say this. I have never watched Jaws from beginning to end. I have seen bits of it when it came on TV on TBS. You know, they're all edited to fit whatever. I've never actually watched Jaws from beginning to end. I will probably never watch Jaws from beginning to end. But I have been interested in reading the books, so I will read The Deep because this is going to be like a little bit of horror. I thought that would be cool. Never 25 cents. Awesome. I also found a few paperbacks in the Wheel of Time series. So I found a whole bunch of hardcovers. The Wheel of Time recently was released as an Amazon Prime series, which I have not watched, but my partner has, and he wanted, after watching it, to get all of the hardcovers in hardback, which, if you've ever looked on eBay, is quite the expensive endeavor. But when I went to the bins, I found 7 hardcovers. Where is it? I thought I had one here. I found a hardcover. It's downstairs. Number 10. I have number 10. That's going to go up for sale. That's why it's not with this books. Not with these books. But I found number 10, but he already had that one. And then I found 6 other of the Wheel of Time books in hardcover at the bin. So I paid like $3.50 and he got 6 of the 7 and I got to keep one to resell. But thought that was cool. I also found 3 paperbacks, which I'm actually going to probably keep and hold on to until I have enough of them to read. He doesn't have the first one. So this is book 1 of the Wheel of Time, which is The Eye of the World. So I actually can start the series, which I think is pretty great. I also have number 3, The Dragon Reborn. I have this in this 90s paperback, I think. I think this is a 90s paperback. Let me find out. Yep, so this is 92. Man, I'm doing great. So this is one of the 90s printings. I also have one of the modern trade paperback versions of number 3 as well. I found like just a glut of the Wheel of Time books and I was like, gimme. So very cool about that. And then I also found number 8. So if I get a paperback number 2, I will at least be able to have the first 3 books. So very excited about that. My partner was also very excited about that because, you know, his birthday is soon. So it's just like, here's your birthday present. Easy birthday present for me. This, when I saw this at the bottom of the bin, I was like, I have to get this. This looks ridiculous. This looks amazingly ridiculous. Bride of the Rat God. Seriously. What is this? Hollywood in 1923. First time in print. I don't know how that makes me feel. Too beautiful to live, too wild to die. I mean, you cannot not see this for 25 cents and not pick it up. This, I'm sure, is going to be deliciously terrible. And I'm so excited to make my brain rot to whatever that's going to give me. I also found at the bins 2 vintage copies of Lord of the Rings. So I have the first one here, which is The Fellowship of the Ring. This is unfortunately split here at this point in the book, but it's still holding together. Nothing's fallen out yet, so that's good. And then also the 2 towers. So I have the first 2 in this printing. Maybe I'll come across the 3rd one before I decide to sell this. But if you're ever interested, you could always shoot me a DM on Instagram. I am good about answering over there on either one of them. So this is the 1970s edition, the paperback. Thought that was cool. So first and second one there. I had to save those from the trash. Also, if the bins is technically the last hurrah as well, so if the stuff doesn't sell at the bins, all of these books would have gone in the trash. So I cannot let that happen. That would be horrendous to me. This I picked up because the cover looked interesting, also because it was book 1. So this is Ace Fantasy, Prince of Thorns, book 1 of the Broken Empire. I have never heard of this dude. I have never heard of this series, but it got me with a green dude and a mysterious cloak, and as you guys can tell, I do love the color green, so that got me. I also found 4 Terry Goodkin books. None of them are anywhere close to starting any part of the series, but I keep hoping if I go back to the bins repeatedly, I might find more of these. Also, my partner has all of these in paperback, so maybe I'll just start it if I decide to, but my TBR is thick. So I have the Pillars of Creation and Naked Empire. And I also found Confessor and Phantom as well. So that's pretty cool. I know that's a thick boy series, so I know that's gonna take a while. So now we're gonna get in the hardcovers. Those were all the paperbacks that I know of. I don't know what's again in this box. I found Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Ngan. The reason why I picked this up is because I love YA novels. I know that's not necessarily popular for most of my audience reading this, but I do love YA. This is James Patterson presents. I don't know how that works. How do you like famous authors like James this is like not just the first time. So if anybody wants to explain like James Patterson presents, because this is written by Natasha Ngan. So does that mean he's like adopted some authors and is like blessed publication upon them? I don't understand that at all. Also, this has like a little thing over here that says Jimmy Patterson. It seems like a vanity project to me, which, considering as prolific as he is, I'm sure can have all the vanity projects he wants. All right. I know I haven't read any of the Quartet of Shannara books that I've found so far, but I did have multiple people mention that it's also a thick series. I think when I tried to look it up, there's like 3 quartets, kind of like the Neil Hancock books that I need to get back to reading. But I found the Voyage of Jurul Shannara, Anthrax. So I figured this is in the same world. And I found a hardcover. So I picked this up also for 50 cents. So both of these books I got 50 cents. I also picked up this copy of Dan Simmons' Illumium. So hardcover, I don't know if this is a first edition or not, but I know Dan Simmons wrote something important. Hyperion, he wrote Hyperion. I don't know why my brain just did not pick that up when I first said it. Are you going to tell me when you were written? Are you just going to give me a bunch of prologue? Probably just give me a bunch of prologue. All right, I have no idea when this was written. It does have a little bit of water damage up at the top, but that doesn't really matter to me because if I like the story, I'm going to keep it anyway. So it's not like it's going to matter if I try to sell it, because I'm not going to try to sell it. I'm going to keep it. I don't know. This seems weird. It doesn't have an edition in here. It says copyright 2003 by Dan Simmons. Maybe this is a first edition. I have no idea. I have this book. I also picked up this. This is Stephen King, The Sundog. I paid $1 for this. I honestly have only read one Stephen King book from beginning to end, and it was The Cell, back when cell phones were flip phones still. I read that when it first came out because I was working for Barnes & Noble. When that book first came out, I was working for Barnes & Noble, which is why I got to read it, because they had sent an advance copy to the bookstores for their workers to read so they could do a recommendation or explain the synopsis or something to people that were going in there. But I saw that this was a short boy, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up for $1. I also picked up Ender's Shadow. I think I have found this already in hardcover, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll put that right here if I have. I feel like I've shown Ender's Shadow in a book haul before, but it would have been a hardcover. I'm not 100% sure. But regardless, I have this one now. And I really liked Ender's Game when I reviewed it. I thought that was just a beautiful work of fiction. It was just, it had one little thing I didn't like, but everything else was just chef's kiss. It was just simple sci-fi, just amazing way to get pretty much anybody who is interested in sci-fi, like, to start reading it. I thought it was really good. I also picked this up out of general curiosity. It is Diana Gabaldon's Outlander, which is that show that women go nuts over for. I've never seen that either, so I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. I pretty much play video games and read books, and that's my entertainment. So I got this for 25 cents. I thought I had gotten to all the hardcovers. I had not. So each 3 of these I paid 25 cents for. So happy about that. I think maybe I got this one for $1. Doesn't matter. They were all cheap. Does it really matter? No. All right. This one I also picked up at the bin. So this was 50 cents. This is Jack London, The Sea Wolf, and I picked it up because look at it. I don't know if this originally had a dust jacket with it, but I picked this up because it's just a beautiful hardcover with like this lovely boat on the front. And I've never read Jack London, which, considering how much classical literature he's said to have written, seems like a shame. So I also got it for that reason. I need to get back to like reading. And then my inner child was so excited when they announced that they were going to do a series on Disney Plus in the Willow realm. And not only that, but the original actor that played Willow is coming back and reprising his role, as well as his wife, and I am elated. So when I saw my friend Matt over at Book Pilled and also Thrift to Life, he has 2 channels just like I have multiple channels, showed that he had sold this book. He had sold the third in the series. I was like, wait, there's this series of books based in the world of Willow. I did not know that. And so I had to go find one. So I paid $6 or $7 for this at Second and Charles. It is the hardcover. I think this is a first edition hardcover. And if it is, I will probably, it is, I have a first edition hardcover from 1995 of Shadow Moon, which is the first book in the series. Apparently the third book is the one that's hard to find, but I did find one for a very cheap price. I'm very excited to read that. I will probably read that. I definitely have that set in my TBR, and I will hopefully get to it before the series drops, because I'm so excited that not only are we getting a series in the world, but also there are books I didn't know existed that exist in that world. I love that movie so much. The next book is something that I technically didn't pay for. So I have an Amazon credit card, and you get points for using your Amazon card, and I just used my Amazon card for everything, and then I pay it off every month. And so I get points, and I use those points to buy stuff. And most of the time I use those points to buy books. So I picked up the last book. This is a YA novel, by the way. The King of Crows, which is a Diviners novel. They decided halfway through the quartet to decide to change to this style of book, which annoys me. So I have two books that look beautiful and completely different from the last two books. But I have the final book, so I need to reread the first one and then complete the series. So happy about that. And now I get to do the unboxing part. I'm so excited. Robert has always been super duper kind to me, and I'm going to need to go get something to stab this box with. I will be right back. I found something to stab the box with now. This is just, it looks like a pick. But that was the closest thing upstairs for me to be able to do that. I'm so excited. Oh, sorry. Oh, he did it! He did do it! Okay, so remember, okay, so it says, Bob, enjoy the books, I hope. I forgot I had them. He got me the other books! Oh my god! No way! Okay, so he gave me, on all paperbacks, what looks to be the Shannara books. I can't open this. Robert, you did too good of a job packing this. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. So I was just talking about how I needed all the Shannara books, that I was told that there were a lot more in the series. That's what this entire box is full of, is the Shannara, I guess the Shannara. Is it Shannara? Shannara? Whatever. So it's the Sword. It's the Sword. So I have the Sword of Shannara, the Elf Stones of Shannara. So I don't have that one. Okay, and then the Scions of Shannara. So this is one I have in hardcover. But that's amazing. So this is the first one. Oh, look at these covers. Hold on. I feel like I'm not doing them justice, but I like this one the best so far. That looks like very much a late 80s, early 90s cover. Am I correct? Maybe. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's the 80s. It is in the 80s. All right, so the Terry books, the Sword of Shannara, which is this one. So this is the first one. I have the first one now. And then the Elfstones of Shannara, which is what I have in my hand. So this is the second one. And then the Wish Song of Shannara. Do I have that one in this pile of stuff? Look at that, I bought myself the Drones of Shannara, and I didn't have to do that because he was gonna gift it to me. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. Wait, what are these? Okay, okay, there are more Terry Brooks. Oh, this is so cool. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm trying to put them in order, so that way I know what they go into. Okay, so I have the cool 80s one here, the Elfstones, and then actually I'm gonna use the second. So the Witch Song is the Shannara is what I'm looking for. Is that in here? Maybe. so nicely packed, thank you. It is not. So am I missing one? I am missing one. But these are a whole bunch of Terry Brooks books. Okay, I think maybe I'm missing one. We'll see what's in here. Well, if I am missing one, I will just add the ones I'm missing to my Amazon wish list and see what happens. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Alright, so I have the first 2 books of the start of the series, which is great. Alright, and then I need to look in here. So the Scions of Shannara, I have that one. The Druid of Shannara, I now have 2 copies. The Elf Queen of Shannara, I have, because in hardback, and the Talisman of Shannara. Okay, I have that one too. This one says forthcoming, but I already have it now. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Alright, so I have 2. I have the first, second. I'm missing the third. I have the next series of 4 now in what looks like to be paperback. Okay. And then he also gave me these. So this is A Wizard at Large, which I don't know where this fits in the world at. Okay, so this is the 3rd book in the Magic Kingdom of Landover. So the first one is Magic Kingdom for Sale Sold. That sounds cheesy and amazing at the same time. Oh my god. This looks... Why is there a dog with glasses on here reading a book? This looks like it's going to be delightfully ridiculous. Okay, so this is the first of this series. Is it the same? I'm guessing it's a different world. Yeah, it looks like it's the Magic Kingdom of Landover. Okay, so this is the first one in that one. And then I did not look very hard at the rest of it. Darn it. The Black Unicorn is the second one. So I have all of these. Okay, so I have these 3, which is this world. And this is another Magic Kingdom of... Okay, so this is the Witch's Brew and the Tangle Box. Ah, okay, so this, I have 5 books. Look at this lady. Look. Okay, look, okay. I'm sorry. Can you not tell I'm super geeking out right now? Alright, you have to look at this book. Okay, look at it. Look at the cheese of this cover with the dog and the glasses, alright? And then we're gonna go to the evolution. This is book 4. Look at the difference in those 2 covers. This one looks super cheesy. This one looks totally badass. And then this lady just looks like I want to be her friend. Look at her. She's gorgeous. I don't think she's human, but we all love an Amazon here. Look at that. Robert, this was lovely. What an absolutely lovely gift. This is great. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, now I can open up the world of Shannara and I have a whole other world to explore. Robert, this is lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm only missing the 3rd book in that first set, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just missing the Wish Song of Shannara. I love this. Well, my TBR just got even fatter. I downloaded an app to try to help me with it because otherwise, like, I am engulfed in stuff. So I'm going to try, I have this app. It's supposed to, like, keep track of what you read and how long it took you to read it. And so hopefully this will make it so I actually do reviews at least on pace with the amount of books I can buy. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this insane book haul. Robert, thank you again for this bounty. I appreciate it. If you have a Goodwill outlet near you, or Goodwill bins, do the Googles, and you love books, I'm just saying. I got 2/3 of the books that you just saw in this haul from there, and each book was 50 cents or less. So I may have just started a new addiction to a whole bunch of other people. So thank you guys for watching, and until next week, next Monday. Bye!